Zohran Mandani just did what every Democratic politician needs to do. He smacked Donald Trump for being just another bully from Queens. But Zohran did more than just smack Trump. He modeled the kind of behavior that is successful in defeating Trump and the MAGA movement. Because obviously no one should stoop to Trump's level and just call him out for being a draft-dodging, convicted felon and adjudicated rapist. Even though it's true. Mamdani showed that you have to stay focused on the issues when you stand up to Trump. And we knew this was coming down the pike. As soon as Mamdani rocked the world and the Democratic Party with his upset win over the disgraced Andrew Cuomo, you knew you could set your watch by an over-the-top Trump social media post.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And Trump did not disappoint. It's finally happened. The Democrats have crossed the line. Zohran Mamdani, a 100% communist lunatic, has just won the Dem primary and is on his way to becoming mayor. We've had radical lefties before, but this is getting a little ridiculous. He looks terrible. His voice is grating. He's not very smart. He's got AOC +3 dummies all backing him, and even our great Palestinian senator, crying Chuck Schumer, is groveling over him. Yes, this is a big moment in the history of our country. So Mamdani may be young, but he's smart enough to know two things. First, when Trump attacks, you have to fight back. And he did. But Mamdani knows something else. He knows that Trump isn't the only one who is afraid. The Democratic establishment throughout the country is scared to death. Harry Enten explained.
Let me tell you, this was a political earthquake that should have the Democratic establishment running scared. What are we talking about here?
Is this more a New York City thing, or is this more of a sign of a larger national trend when it comes to the Democratic Party?
Yeah, just like AOC's victory in 2018, this did happen locally, but I think you can take it up nationally. What are we talking about here? Well, you know, you think about Democratic establishment, you think about Democratic Party leaders. Pretty much all of them were behind Andrew Cuomo, but the bottom line is the Democratic base is fed up, done with the Democratic establishment. This is true in New York. It's true nationally. Democrats who say their party leaders should be replaced. Look at this. This is a recent poll from Reuters Ipsos. 62% of Democrats nationally say their party leaders should be replaced. Party leaders like Andrew Cuomo.
And CNN is not the only one with those numbers. MSNBC's Morning Joe went running to Hakeem Jeffries to try and contain the five-alarm fire that Mamdani represents to the Democratic establishment. And Jeffries could not pivot fast enough to talk about Trump instead. But if establishment Democrats were afraid of Mamdani before, then today they are even more afraid. Because while Hakeem Jeffries can cure anyone's insomnia when he talks about Trump, Mamdani does otherwise. Huffington Post is reporting that when asked about Trump's social media post, Mamdani said this: if he continues to focus on persecuting political enemies and on trying to detain and disappear New Yorkers, be it on the basis of their documentation or their sexual orientation or their politics, that is someone that I will fight time and again. But that's not the only thing Mamdani said. Mamdani showed that not only could he be the adult in the room, but there's a way to talk about Trump's failed promises in ways that tells voters that Mamdani will deliver on the promises that Trump broke. Watch this.
You know, this is not the first time that President Trump is going to comment on myself. He ran a presidential campaign in part speaking about the necessity of making groceries cheaper and to make cost of living more navigable for so many. He's shown himself uninterested and unable to deliver on that.
For years, the Democratic establishment, which includes crawdad-loving James Carville, has believed that they have to run away from core Democratic principles and embrace Wall Street. They believed Bernie and AOC were merely liberal state outliers. Zohran Mamdani has just showed them otherwise. He focused on making the cost of living easier and said the big things that establishment candidates wouldn't dream of saying, like free bus service. And as Harry Enten's numbers show, this isn't limited to liberal New York. Republican Senator Joni Ernst from Iowa, who just got done telling the people in her state that everyone dies, is now running behind this guy, former mechanic and Democratic challenger Nathan Sage, who has this to say.
There's a war at home, and we're losing. Unions under attack. Farmers f***ed over. People working nonstop just to survive. too busy to enjoy life. People like my dad are spending their life slaving away in factories, only to die of cancer caused by those same corporations. The economy is rigged, and those in power don't give a damn. They're the ones doing it.
And oh, about Carvel's advice to stay away from identity politics, here's Sage at Pride in Iowa, showing that Democrats don't have to give up any of our principles if they just stay true to the working class. Mamdani is everything MAGA hates. He's brown, he's Muslim, and he's an immigrant. But he just lit a fire for Democratic politics, and the people who are going to get burned are the establishment Democrats who try and put it out. Reporting from Rome, I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.